Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of the Cartridge and Disc Podcast. This is your Gen X Gamer here on vacation again. I decided to take some time off to spend with the family. But let me tell you guys, I want to talk to you about the Xbox Game Pass in general and what a great time we live in, right? I just made a post on playing Atomic Heart. I'm downloading right now the Castlevania Anniversary Collection. And I'm just visiting family. I'm using their Xbox right now. I'm just signed in. And what a great time in gaming it is, right? That we can do these kind of things. For those of you of a younger generation, you don't see how much we appreciate sometimes these kind of things that you guys take for granted. Back in my day, you had to carry your console and your games with you in order to do something like this. I can, on the Game Pass specifically, two things that I can do. And, I was like saying this because not a lot of people are aware. I can play on the cloud on my phone, and I can just play on somebody else's console on the cloud. I don't even have to install anything on their system. And of course, I have the backbone, which allows me just to connect to the cloud with this controller that attaches to my phone. It's pretty great. I really have to say it for me, right? It's the best time in gaming that I have ever had, right? In all these years. And sometimes I like to reflect, and give thanks that I'm able to live in this time. And even though there's a lot of negative things, and you can make all kinds of negative videos about the state of gaming, and those will get more clicks, I think it's always healthy to sit and ponder the things that you do have and the blessings that you do have in your life, because you don't always have them, right? I haven't had always the blessings that I have now, being able to take extended vacations and, take time off like this. I come from nothing, right? I come from nothing. I come from, sleeping in my car at one point, right? So I tend to value the things that I've worked for, that's taken me a long time to achieve. But I think it's very important not only to give back, but also to just sit and appreciate the journey that we've had in gaming, right? And I do this, guys, from time to time, especially when I'm feeling extra positive, and even more when I'm feeling negative, right? I go back to the Atari 2600, which is the very first console that I owned. And then I think about playing Combat until the wee hours of the night, because that's really the only game we had. And we enjoyed the heck out of that game, right? And, moving forward to the different games that we owned, even if it was a crappy version of Pac-Man, Pitfall that I love so much, a game that I was addicted to, moving on to the ColecoVision from there, and all the great games that I played on that machine, which really, at that point, made me a different level of gamer, and at least in my little circle of friends, right? It made me like the serious gamer, like I was really into it, because I had a ColecoVision and all these different games. And every step along the way, ever since then, whether it's been PC gaming, whether it's been the TurboGrafx 16, the Genesis, all those things, when I think that I'm able to do these things now, right? And I have my Switch with me. And the same thing, I can just connect to the internet and start playing the service online. I'm going to play some of the Sega games that they recently uploaded. I'm going to go with, I think, Revenge of Shinobi first. And all the material that we have at our hands, right? All these great games, whether it's on Game Pass, on Nintendo. I'm not talking about PlayStation here, because PlayStation is the system that, that stays at home, and the one that I play, and I find myself playing by myself, where I just really don't want anybody to bother me. I don't want to talk about it. I just want to enjoy the game, right? Whatever game I'm playing. When I was able to stream, that's the console that I was used for streaming, because that really is the console where I'm not doing it in family. I'm not doing it while I'm traveling. That's a console that I play at home. If I'm at home playing, I'm playing the PlayStation. If I'm traveling or on the PC or anywhere else, I'm doing the Game Pass, I'm doing Xbox, and I'm doing the Nintendo Switch. But when I was growing up, right, when I was starting to play all these games when I was a little kid, a lot of us thought of a future where we'd have a lot better graphics. But I never thought of a future myself where I would have so many titles at the tip of my hands, right? Whether it's a huge Nintendo library with all the classics, all the classic NES games like, Zelda, Zelda 2, Super Mario Brothers, right at the tip of our hands to play at any time. If you would have told me that back then, I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind in happiness, right? And by this exercise, I get that excited again, right? I get that excited that in my time off, after working my ass off all week, after doing all the grinding, I can just sit back and relax and do this, and have it be something that I've loved for all this time, number one. Number two, it's a very family-friendly hobby, right? It is, because I get to stay at home. If I need to pause the game for whatever reason and tend to my kids, to my daughter, to my older kids, whatever, I can do that, right? At any point, I could just stop and tend to that. And I'm here present, for my family whenever I'm not playing video games, and on vacation, I'll do longer sessions, like here, I'm probably going to do a half hour to an hour session of video games. And at nighttime, when my grandkids come over, we're going to probably play all night because he loves playing Fortnite and I like watching him, We're going to do that on the Xbox. And I can also log on to the Nintendo Switch and do it. Those are things that if you would have told me that in the far ahead future, gaming was going to be so good that I could play with my kids even though they were at home. I could play together with my kids on demand when I went to visit them, that I could even play with my grandkids, and they would be enjoying some of the same titles that I'm playing. That they would sit there and watch me play Mario or, Castlevania or whatever title I'm playing. It's a dream come true for many people in many ways, right? And I just wanted to sit back and remind you all that we live in probably the golden age of gaming so far that we've been in. Yes, we miss a lot of retro stuff, but there's a lot, and I mean a lot, to be thankful for in gaming today. All right, humans, that was my thoughts for today. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend. If I can make some more of these, I will. But right now, I have my hands full. What am I going to do on my vacation? Take care of kids, spend time with my family, have fun with them, go swimming and do all that stuff. And I hope you guys are doing the same out there with your family. Video games are great, but they're only part of your life. Make sure they don't take over. Go out there and spend it with the ones you love. All right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.